Hey everybody, I hope you're all doing well. Tonight's video, we are going to be talking about how to deal with getting through some really hard life obstacles as someone who has struggled with addiction. How to get through those obstacles without turning to old ways. This is going to be a hard one for me to film, but I'm going to do it. So, before we jump into the video, if you are not already subscribed, I would love if you did. I do a mix of a little bit of everything. That's why it's called Reach Every Day. So whatever I feel like doing, that's what's going to be here. A mix of ASMR and non-ASMR. Now, I am going through a really tough time right now. This makeup has been on for about 12 hours, so if it looks ridiculous, I'm okay with that. I am not going to go into the exact details of exactly what I'm going through. That is what my Patreon is for. If you're interested, that'll be linked down below. But I am losing somebody very close to me. And it's something that I've dreaded most of my life. It's like, the inevitable, right? You know certain things are going to happen in your life. And, how do you prepare for those things you don't, right? There are things that are going to happen in our lives that we can't prepare for. And if you follow me on my other channel and have been with me for a bit, you would know that I'm 9 years clean from all drugs, and I was addicted to opiates that I was overprescribed. So, I was in a car accident and I was given a great deal of pain medication, a great deal, and I got sucked in. I got sucked into the addiction, and it took a hold of me for about 2 years. And it was a horrid, miserable 2 years. I was a very unhappy person, and then I got clean. But when I was using, a big reason why I was using, and I think a lot of addicts can agree, is I was trying to bury a lot of my emotions, a lot of things I was dealing with and or not dealing with. I wanted to suppress everything. And that's how I was using. I wasn't using to have fun. I was using to run away from my problems. And I thought in the beginning there was something wrong with it because I was just taking the medication I was prescribed, right? Anyway, my entire life I knew eventually this time would come that I was going to lose this person, and I just thought to myself, well, to get through it, I will just use. I just figured when this time came, I would just numb myself. That's how I'd get through it. And a lot of times when people pass, and it's like a passing that is really hard on you. Not saying that all passings aren't, but there's certain people in our lives, our parents, our children, our sisters, our brothers, our grandparents, that it's that much harder to lose that person. And sometimes we never recover from that. You just kind of learn how to live without them. But I figured, well, I won't have to feel the feelings. I'll just numb myself with drugs. Well, now I'm clean. And I'm not going to use, no matter what, period. It's never going to happen. When I had that mind frame, I was not a mother. I am now. And I don't care what happens in my life. That little boy needs his mommy. So no matter what, it's not going to happen. And a lot of times when people have a great loss, that's what I was touching on before I got sidetracked, their doctors will either prescribe them something to get them through the hump, the early days, or they'll have a couple drinks to relax. Well, people who have gone through addiction can't do that. So how do we deal? How do we deal with these things? These things in life that are so hard. And I'm not just, referring to past things. There's so many other things. But losing somebody is a big one. And I haven't, in my 9 years, I haven't had a physical loss. I've had a situation where my sister is very ill, but she's not gone. And I'm physically watching somebody slip away from me right now. And it's one of the hardest things that I've ever gone through. And I'm doing it sober. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's easy, because it's not. But I'm making this video and being vulnerable and sharing because for the others that have to do what I'm doing right now, you have to get through something like this without turning to drugs or alcohol. I feel for you, and I want you to know, no, you're not alone, and you can do it. And you need to just take 1 minute at a time. And I think that letting out your emotions in a healthy way is a good thing. I went to see this person today, and as I said, I open up about all of this on my Patreon, including who I'm talking about and details and stuff, but I'm not going to do that now because I will cry and I don't want to. I've been so emotional and depressed, dealing with a lot of depression. And to be transparent, I am not on any antidepressants. I'm not on any medication at all. And I don't plan to. I'm not against it. If I need to, I will. But right now I'm not. Sometimes medication is the answer. So everyone's situation is different. And I'm going to, I've let people know around me, my mom, my fiancé, my cousin, my friends. I let them know, hey, I'm struggling, my brother. And it's hard, especially to my fiancé and my mom, that are like my rocks. And I've been so strong to be like, hey, I'm depressed. And I think if you're going through something like this, it's important to recognize what you're going through, recognize your feelings, and to tell somebody you love so someone else can kind of keep an eye on you. Because who knows us best, right? Our loved ones, our close loved ones, they know us at our best and at our worst, so you can't really hide from them. So I know they'll be keeping tabs on me and keeping me on my feet. But I've been just taking car rides to clear my mind. I wanted to give a couple tips in this video for anybody else struggling that has gone through addiction or alcoholism and has to go through tough stuff in life. How do we get past it without that clutch? Like I said, recognizing it is number one. Pay attention to your feelings. What are you feeling? Is it becoming too much? And if it is, talk to a therapist, talk to a doctor. I will definitely be reaching out to a therapist. I was in counseling for years, and then my counselor told me recently that she didn't think I needed it anymore, that I was in a very stable place, and I agreed, so we stopped. But I think with this loss, I'm going to start again. And I don't want you to have any shame in that. If you're at a time in your life where you feel you need to speak to somebody, do not feel shame in that. I feel like a lot of times on social media, people show a fake facade. They show all the good, the cars they drive, fancy houses they live in, their nice things, their perfect families. But I think more people need to talk about the real, raw, honest stuff, the truth. Because, like it or not, everybody goes through things. And everybody's going to go through tough times. Our tough times just might look different. So like I said, recognizing your feelings. Write things down. I've been journaling. Anytime I'm feeling anxious, I had a full-on panic attack earlier. And I haven't dealt with anxiety like I've been having in so long, years. But knowing I was going to see this person today, I just felt like those hot cold sweats and like just out of my body, and it was a lot. But I told my fiancé, I'm like, hey, this is what's happening, this is how I'm feeling, and he helped calm me down. And I cry a lot. Like I said, I take car rides and I just jam out by myself with no interruptions. I don't look at my phone. I just put on some music, tune into the songs, turn off my mind, and cry. And I think that's very therapeutic. I feel so calm now from doing that. I had some alone time with this person today and told them everything I wanted to say, just in case I don't have that other chance, you know? And if you're in a situation where you didn't have that chance, write them a letter as if they were still here and read it out loud. I promise it'll help. And if you need to go to a meeting, go to a meeting. Even if you haven't been to one in years. Whatever you need to do to stay sober, you need to do. And whatever I need to do to not let those thoughts take over me is what I need to do. It's like, you know, when I was in active addiction, it's like, okay, well, this thing is going to eventually happen, and when it does, you're just going to do this, and it'll be okay. Well, plans changed. I'm a different person. So it's like, now that I'm going through those things, my mind is like remembering what my plans were before. So I just remind myself, like, Rachel, you're not the same person. You have 9 years sober. You've gotten through some really hard things. You can do this. Words of affirmation. Give yourself a pep talk. And if you do these things every day, I take naps but I try not to sleep too much because I know for me that's a big red flag that I am going into depression. So I try to, be gentle with myself and allow myself naps, while in the same token, I don't sleep all day. Because I think it's important to be gentle with yourself. Recognize your red flags, whether it be in anxiety, whether it be in any form of addiction, whether it be in depression. Write down your red flags, acknowledge them. And, okay, I see this happening. What can I do about it? Write down a plan. Plan A, B, C, D, all the way to Z if you need to. And try each thing. If that doesn't work, that's when you lean on your supports. Because you can do this. And I can do this. It's going to be one of the hardest things I ever go through. And a piece of my heart will leave with this person when they're gone. I'll never be the same. But I have to keep living because I have a little life that depends on me. And even if I didn't, I know that person would want me to keep living. So I think I touched on everything I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I think so. Moral of the story is I'm going through a hard time and I'm struggling, but I'm not going to let my past way of thinking try and creep in. I have a plan. The weather's getting nicer, spring is around the corner. Go outside, get some fresh air. Because I do feel the depression. And another thing for depression, because I know a lot of people deal with that, is I will try and hold myself accountable, but still being gentle with myself. So allowing myself to reschedule like one appointment that week and not all 10. If I see the signs of procrastination creeping in because I don't want to leave the house, recognizing those and writing down little tiny goals for myself. Like, okay, you need to get out of bed and go get your Starbucks coffee. And then once I leave the house, I feel like I want to do more. It's just getting out the door that's hard right now. And recognizing that you're not going to feel like this forever. This too shall pass. So, I hope that this will help somebody. And if it doesn't apply to you, I hope that you learned something about me. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. And if you're dealing with anything that is making you have anxiety or depression, or that's channeling issues that you've had in your past, or whatever it may be, my heart goes out to you, and you're not alone. Please subscribe, like the video, leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.